got Robbie Anderson joining us. Just a reminder, please use the raise hand button if you have questions for Robbie. With that said, if someone wants to start us off with the first question, the floor is open. Anyone have a question for Robbie?
Hey, Robby, Vashti here with Carolina Blitz. I'm just curious how you spent your bye week, and did you go did you go home, visit friends, or what'd you do during your bye week?
I went down. I just went down to my home in Florida for like a day, see my mom and chill with my girlfriend. Just go down there real quick. But honestly, it wasn't a normal bye because what's going on in the world, and obviously having to be cautious because of COVID and having to report here every day and test. So I really just sat back and chilled for real, just to stay out the way.
Let's go to Darren Gant and then Will Kunkel.
Robbie, could you just speak to the unusual situation of being out on the practice field this week without DJ, without Curtis, and not knowing exactly when or if those two guys might be back, and how do you adjust to that in this stage of the season?
Man, I've been bored. I've been kind of bored out there without them. I ain't really been talking too much at practice. I miss them, but I just been preparing. I prepare the same way, not really no different with or without them. So I still attack my approach the same way, and attack the game the same way. Everything from that aspect, but it's been a little boring without my boys out there.
Hey, Robbie, Will Kunkel here with Fox 46. Matt mentioned what it would show about you guys if you were able to come back and win, play well on Sunday after a devastating loss in Minnesota. Just how much did that kind of basically just suck having to have that in your mouth the extra week because of the bye week, and how anxious are you just to get out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long bye. I personally would have preferred not to have a bye, especially due to the conditions of not being able to do much. I would have rather just, honestly been here working and had a game last week than take a break. So especially coming off a loss, it probably would have felt a little bit better, obviously, if we did win. But, I'm ready to get out there Sunday and, get us back in the winning column.
Let's go to Josh Klein for the next question, followed by Joe Person.
Hey, Robbie, if I can ask you kind of a general football question, how do you deal with when coverage is rolled your way and like double teams in general?
I mean, me personally, to me, is I treat it like a non-factor. So I feel like when I'm out there, it's me and the ball, and I don't try and really. I feel like only me could stop me. That's how I approach the game. Obviously certain coverages, routes around a little different things like that, but I don't really pay that too much mind because I feel like I'm in control.
Robbie, you mentioned kind of being bored. Have you seen anything out of guys like Farrow or Zielstra or even Markin this week that kind of makes you optimistic at all?
I mean, I think they've always been good, solid players, and due to the circumstances, they might get their opportunity to display that. But I see them putting in a little extra work, just to prepare themselves and tune up a little bit more. But they are who they are, and I believe they are good players and work hard. So they get the opportunity. I think that it'll speak for itself.
Well, does this week, did you sort of figure that this was going to happen at some point to every team this season? I mean, the Broncos a couple weeks ago had to use the practice squad receiver at quarterback. Did you think that this was inevitable?
No, I mean, me personally, I'm a big believer in kind of like what you think is kind of what tends to happen. So I never really put those thoughts into my head, and I didn't really kind of look at the situation from that aspect. Obviously I know that the tough situation about it is that it's like you can't detect. It's not like it's a car accident where you could kind of see it coming and things like that. Like nobody really is able to like pinpoint where they caught it, how they caught it. But the crazy thing about it is that everybody's kind of responsible for everybody else. So it's just it's a tough situation. I mean, globally. So I would always hope that it didn't, but we all knew what we were kind of signing up for coming into the season, and we knew that was a factor.
Let's go to Elena Getzenberg for the next question.
Hey, Robbie, I was just curious, we didn't really get to talk to you after that Minnesota game. I know it was coming off a loss, but was scoring a touchdown, after that long period apart, was that exciting for you or felt like a long time coming?
Yeah, it felt like I haven't scored a touchdown in a long time. It was fun. It was fun to get back in the end zone, honestly. But yeah, it has been a long time.
Was that frustrating? I mean, how do you kind of deal with those lulls in scoring?
Nah, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes, I mean, this probably at this point, my rookie year, I think I had like 2 touchdowns my rookie year. But I mean, as long as I feel like I'm contributing and doing what I can, there's been a lot of games where I didn't score touchdowns, but I put us in position to win. It's a team sport, so I know what comes with it. So as long as I'm playing my role and points are being scored and we win, that's my biggest concern.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander for the next question, followed by Luke Litton.
Hey, Robbie, hope you're doing well, man.
Thanks.
I hope I can ask you a weird question. So, Brian Burns, talks about, him being a dancer and, he's a South Florida guy and talks about South Florida dancing. I'm just wondering, does his dance moves represent South Florida well?
I never seen him dance. The only thing I ever seen him do was the little Spider-Man thing. I never seen him dance though, so I can't really say. But I asked him about that, but I never saw that firsthand.
You seen Curtis's dance moves?
Curtis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he do all type of stuff.
Hey, Robbie, Luke Litton here with W News 2. I'm just curious to know what your mindset is with only a handful of games left in the season. Does that change, or is your mindset the same every single game of the season, no matter where you are in the standings or where you are in the season? I'm curious what that's like for you.
Yeah, me personally, I mean, in my mind, my thing is right now, who knows? We went out. Who knows what happens across the league? Hopefully, we got a chance to get into the playoffs, So that's always going to be my mindset. I'm not going to never let my foot off the gas or, play down because, we might not do this or do that. Because, the thing with this game is you genuinely could never know when it could be your last or anything like that. So me, I'm always go all in and give my all and, play for my ultimate goal of what I see,
All right, let's go to Mike Solarte for the last question before we let Robbie go.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Robbie. Kind of getting back to Curtis and DJ not being out there. When you look ahead to Sunday, I mean, it basically makes you the feature receiver. What are you expecting to see from Denver? Are you expecting to see them roll coverages in your direction? I mean, how are you game planning for those guys from your seat?
I mean, who knows what? Sometimes some teams you would think they'll do that and they might not. So I really can't call it. I'm preparing the same way. I think that we got some things drawn up for both situations. So I'm gonna just go out there and play my game, take it a play at a time, and just make happen what I can. I don't really try and focus on things that it's kind of more so a mystery. Figure it out on game day, but just go out there and make it happen.
All right, guys, we got to let him go. Robbie, we appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks.